In Chapter 19, you're going to read about the age of Napoleon and the triumph of Romanticism. And this chapter deals with the period from about 1797 to 1820, and especially focuses on Napoleon Bonaparte, his rise to power, campaigns that conquered most of Europe, his final defeat, and the settlement reached at the Congress of Vienna. It goes on to discuss Romanticism, a new intellectual movement that spread throughout Europe. So first we're going to start off with Napoleon. The government of the Directory represented a society of recently rich and powerful people whose chief goal was to perpetuate their own rule. Their main opposition came from the Royalists, who won a majority in the elections of 1797. With the aid of Napoleon, the anti-monarchist Directory staged a coup and put their own supporters into the legislature. Meanwhile, Napoleon was crushing Austrian and Sardinian armies in Italy. An invasion of Egypt, however, was a failure. Upon his return in 1799, Napoleon led a new coup and issued the Constitution of the Year 8, which established the rule of one man and may be regarded as the end of the revolution in France. Napoleon soon achieved peace with Austria and Britain and was equally effective in restoring order at home. In 1801, he reached an agreement with the Pope. And then in 1804, Napoleon made himself Emperor Napoleon I with yet another constitution. In his decade as emperor from 1804 to 1814, Napoleon conquered most of Europe. He could put as many as 700,000 men under his arms at any one time and depended on mobility and timing to achieve the destruction of an enemy army. Beyond their impact in Europe, the wars of Napoleon also sparked independence movements from European domination in Latin America, most notably in Haiti. And Haiti's going to lead their own revolution for independence from France, and it's all because of a slave uprising. The Haitian Revolution was the first successful slave rebellion in modern history, and that era is pointing to Haiti, which has been in the news lately, but because of Haiti, Napoleon is going to strike a deal with the newly formed United States of America, and he's going to sell the Louisiana Purchase for the deal of a lifetime to Thomas Jefferson in order to fund the rebellion going on in Haiti. As we all know, though, the Haitian Revolution will be a success, and so selling off that purchase, it's going to get France out of the United States, but unfortunately it doesn't help in putting down that rebellion. After concluding its discussion of Haiti, the chapter returns to events in Europe, detailing Napoleon's impressive victories and the defeat of the Prussians and Russians that resulted in a treaty. Napoleon organized Europe into the French Empire and a number of satellite states over which ruled the members of his family. To defeat the British, Napoleon devised the Continental System, which aimed at cutting off British trade with the European continent. However, Britain's other markets in the Americas and Eastern Mediterranean enabled the British economy to survive. Napoleon's conquest stimulated liberalism and nationalism, as it became increasingly clear that Napoleon's policies were to benefit France rather than Europe. The conquered states and people became restive. In 1808, a general rebellion began in Spain, and in 1810 the Russians withdrew from the Continental System. The invasion of Russia that followed, along with a disastrous retreat from Moscow in the winter of 1812 through 1813, exposed French weakness. A powerful coalition defeated the French in the Battle of Nations in 1813, and in 1814 the Allied army took Paris and Napoleon abdicated, going to the island of Elba. The Congress of Vienna met from September 1814 to November 1815. The arrangements were essentially made by four great powers: Britain, Austria, Prussia, and Russia. The key person in achieving this was actually a British foreign secretary, The victors agreed that no single state should dominate Europe. Proceedings were interrupted by Napoleon's return in March of 1815. They soon defeated him at Waterloo. The episode hardened the peace settlement for France, but the Congress settled difficult problems in a reasonable way. No general war occurred for a century. A new intellectual movement known as Romanticism emerged as a reaction against the Enlightenment. The age of Romanticism was roughly from 1780 to 1830. Romantic religious thinkers appealed to the inner emotions of humankind for the foundation of religion. Methodist teachings, for example, emphasized inward, heartfelt religion and the possibility of Christian perfection in this life. Romanticism glorified both the individual person and individual cultures. German writers, such as these two pictured here, the Grimm brothers, went in search of their own past and revived German folk culture. Romantic ideas that made a major contribution to the emergence of nationalism by emphasizing the worth of each separate people. Romantic thought also modified European understanding of Islam and the Arab world, helping Europeans to see the Muslim world in a more positive light.